Ladies and gentlemen, will you please rise?
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Pettit College of Law commencement at Ohio Northern University. Today we honor the class of 2016 and celebrate the 131st year of the college. To begin the commencement ceremony, Mr. Edmund Bisong, a member of the graduating class, will give the invocation. Ed is from Cameroon, West Africa, and completed his undergraduate degree at Wilmington College. I would ask that you please remain standing following the invocation for the singing of the national anthem. Ms. Kylie Bible, a member of the graduating class from Bell Fountain, Ohio, who earned her undergraduate degree from Wittenberg University, will lead us in singing the national anthem. And I invite you to follow Kylie's lead and lift your voices as well. Before Ed leads us in prayer, however, I would ask for a moment of silence to recognize and remember U.S. Representative Delbert Latta, who died on May the 12th, this past Thursday at age 96. Congressman Latta completed 30 years representing Northwest Ohio, virtually all 15 counties in our region. And he graduated from both, received an undergraduate degree and law degree from Ohio Northern University. Please join me in a moment of silence. Thank you. And Ed will now deliver the invocation.
Let's pray. Dear God, we begin today's festivities by thanking you for your gifts of love, family, friendship, and the opportunity for education. As my classmates and I begin today's journey, I pray that you grant us the serenity to accept the things we cannot change, the courage to change the things we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Above all, I pray that you keep us honest and humble in the knowledge that our profession calls us to serve and not be served. Finally, we pray for safe travels for everyone who has journeyed here today to celebrate with us. Amen.
Please be seated, everyone. Thank you, Kylie, and thank you, Ed. It is always an honor to have members of the graduating class play a role in the commencement program. And today it was a special honor to introduce Edmund Bisong because we share a past connection to Wilmington College, where I served as president while Ed was an undergraduate there, prior to our mutual good fortune to have found Ohio Northern. In fact, That Wilmington ONU connection is even stronger in this graduating class, as another member of the class, Desiree Bedford, made a similar Wilmington to ONU journey. So I'm doubly proud of them as we proceed with our commencement celebration this afternoon. More than any other college event or program, the law commencement has both special and symbolic significance. We are here today to celebrate student success, applaud academic accomplishments, and confer upon our degree candidates both the rights and responsibilities of attaining professional degrees in their field. Although our primary purpose here is to pay tribute to the students who are graduating today, we also come together to recognize the collective efforts of so many: faculty, staff, parents, family, alumni, graduates' achievements. Ever since 1874, when the 11 members of the first graduating class received their degrees, the university community has gathered to celebrate and share in this time-honored campus tradition. Today, 79 members of the College of Law class of 2016 will soon be conferred with degrees and join more than 30,000 graduates of the entire university who have preceded them. As with past commencements, this one signifies the fulfillment of Henry Solomon Luhr's vision for the school he founded in 1871 and the legacy of our faith-based history and long-standing affiliation with the United Methodist Church. And I am confident that the graduates of the class of 2016 have an opportunity for a successful legal career because they have received an excellent education from an outstanding faculty. Our faculty members are dedicated teachers, respected scholars, and caring mentors. They have provided extraordinary service to our students and challenged them to make the most of their legal education. Our administrative and support staff as well also serve our students in important ways. Would the college faculty, the administrators, and support staff please stand so that we may recognize you, and would everyone here please join me in expressing our appreciation to them. It is now my pleasure to introduce the members of the platform party and to recognize others who play an important role in today's ceremony. As they are introduced, each will rise and remain standing, and I will request that you hold your applause until all the introductions have been made. A few members of the platform party will be individually introduced later in the ceremonies. Mrs. Melanie Huff, University Registrar. Mr. William A. Lola, Vice President for Enrollment Management. Mr. William Ballard, Vice President for Financial Affairs. Dr. Catherine Albrecht, Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences. Dr. James Fenton, Dean of the College of Business Administration. Dr. Stephen Martin, Dean of the College of Pharmacy. Dr. Eric Baumgartner, Dean of the College of Engineering. Dr. Brian Anderson, Assistant Director of the LLM program. Dr. Brian Ward, Professor of Law and Associate Dean for Academic Affairs. Mr. Bernard Bob Shapiro, Honorary Degree Recipient. Dr. Mark Palmer, University Trustee. Mr. Rick Bales, Dean of the Pettit College of Law. Colonel William Orr, Jr., Commencement Speaker and Honorary Degree Recipient. Dr. David Crego, Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs. Emily Martin, graduating law student and student speaker. Edmund Bisong, graduating law student. Kylie Bible, graduating law student. Aaron Occubaldet, graduating law student. Dr. Jonathan Smalley, Professor of Civil Engineering and Grand Marshal. Dr. Jed Marquardt, Professor of Mechanical Engineering and banner bearer. Dr. Rod Anderson, Professor of Biological Sciences and University Marshal. Dr. Stephen Veltri, Professor of Law and University Marshal, and Ms. Tina Adams, our interpreter. Please join me in expressing our appreciation to these individuals. And it is now my genuine pleasure to introduce Dean Rick Bales, who will introduce our commencement speaker. Dean Bales.
Thank you, Dan. I am proud, very proud, that we are joined today by retired Colonel William E. Orr, Jr., a 1981 graduate of ONU Law School and a 1978 graduate of the ONU College of Arts and Sciences with degrees in history and political science. He is accompanied today by his lovely wife, Cheryl, a 1980 graduate of the ONU College of Pharmacy. Colonel Orr is the Chief of Strategic Military Justice Legislation and Policy for the United States Air Force Judiciary. Before assuming his current position, he served as the Chief Appellate Military Judge on the Air Force Court of Criminal Appeals. He served as an appellate judge on the United States Court of Military Commission to review and consider and rule upon appeals submitted by the detainees held in Guantanamo. Before that, Colonel Orr served as the chief trial judge of the European region, supervising all trial judges in Europe and Southwest Asia. He presided over courts-martial and administrative hearings conducted at more than 20 overseas military installations and deployed to combat zones 4 times in Operation Iraqi Freedom. Earlier in his career, he deployed to Saudi Arabia in Operation Desert Shield. Colonel Orr retired in 2012 after serving more than 30 years on active duty. The Secretary of the Air Force recalled him to active duty service in 2013. He attempted to retire a second time in 2014, but the Air Force keeps calling him back. Please join me in giving a warm welcome to an American hero and to my good friend, Colonel William Orr.
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. And what a wonderful time to be in Ada. Thank you so much for your kind and gracious welcome. President Biazzo, Dean Bales, members of the Board of Trustees, faculty, staff, family members, and last but not least, the 2016 graduates of the Pettit College of Law. Congratulations. To Dr. Oscar Misfit, Chairman of the Board of Trustees, thank you for conferring the Honorary Doctorate of Laws upon me today, and congratulations to my new friend, Mr. Bob Shapiro, and his lovely wife, Pat, for their service to our country, our profession, and to ONU, which serves as the basis of his honorary degree. I'm so pleased to be back here in Ada. Really, I am. It's a place that I proudly call my second home. I was 17 years old when I first arrived in Ada, and I left just shy of my 25th birthday. With the number of moves required as part of my military career, the almost 8 years I spent in Ada is more than any other place that I've lived in my adult life. I have many fond memories of Ohio Northern University, and one of my favorites is in this very room. 35 years ago, almost to the day, I sat out there just like you graduates, here waiting for these speeches to end so I could get out those doors and get on with my life. So I acknowledge that I'm merely a speed bump on the road to fulfilling your life's dreams. And if you're anything like me 35 years ago, it wouldn't bother you one bit if I sat down right now. But I'm not. So before I do, I'd like to share a few thoughts with you. that I wish I had known 35 years ago before I walked across this very stage. Now, these thoughts are based upon my personal observations and experiences. As such, my remarks do not represent the views or positions of the United States Air Force, the Department of I have to do that. Let me begin by saying how honored and humbled I am to be speaking to you this afternoon. Because, to be quite honest, I was really surprised that I was asked to speak here today. I was not the valedictorian. I was not the salutatorian of my law school class. I didn't even graduate magna cum laude. I was in a class about twice your size, and I was in the middle of the pack. Unlike many of my classmates, I had not mapped out my life plan prior to the commencement ceremony. I was heavily driven by YOLO. You all know what that means. You only live once. My approach to life made my parents extremely uncomfortable. What I saw as a wonderful dream, my parents saw as chaos. My sole con plan was to pack up all my worldly possessions, which, by the way, fit very comfortably in my 1979 Ford Mustang, and then go see the world. In short, I was a true minimalist in a hurry. As a history major here in undergrad, I was familiar with Abraham Lincoln's quote, "Things may come to those who wait, but only those things left by those who hustled." I was not about to be struck with the leftovers of life. So I left Ada right after the ceremony as fast as the law would allow. Well, maybe I drove a little faster. And I went to my parents' home to study for the bar. I traveled back to Columbus to take the bar exam, and I married my ONU sweetheart, Cheryl, the very next week. I made a second trip back to Columbus to pick up my license and take the oath to become a licensed attorney. Shortly after the licensing ceremony, my new wife began asking the same questions my parents asked. Like, "Hey, dude, when are you gonna get a job?" Or, "Hey, how's that job search coming?" Well, as wonderful as my YOLO plan sounded before I received my license, it was starting to wear thin at home. If I was going to see the world, I needed a way to finance my plan. So after a period of reflection, I realized that I had become a lawyer because I had a calling to serve. I joined the Air Force as a member of the Judge Advocate General's course. Becoming a military lawyer checked off 3 boxes for me: job satisfaction, a desire to make a contribution to society by service, and I could see the world. After taking the oath to support and defend the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic, and then surviving basic training, I quickly embraced the Air Force values, which are integrity first, service before self, and excellence in all we do. These are not values you learn, they are values you live. As I embarked on my JAG career, I spent many hours learning how to become an advocate. I was blessed to have some great mentors along the way, which is hugely important to you as new practitioners. They all believe that it was the duty of every generation to develop their successors. One of my first mentors spent many years as a prisoner of war in North Vietnam at a prison camp that the Americans nicknamed the Hanoi Hilton. On occasion, he would talk about his experiences there, and he knew that and he did not know whether any given day would be his last. As my boss, he recognized that I was always in a hurry. He said I was so focused on getting to the next thing that I was speeding past golden opportunities right in front of me. He told me to pump my brakes. What he learned as a POW is what he wanted to bestow upon me. Every day is a gift, and I should cherish each one. This was the first of many lessons I learned from him that have served me well throughout my career. Secondly, the military is an institution that values above all your performance and potential. And finally, you must have a servant's heart, because at the end of the day, your career will ultimately be judged by the strength of your character. My career path was not a straight line, but a wandering one, with bends and twists and a few precipitous drop-offs. Oftentimes, my unexpected virtue of ignorance turned into milestones. By having an inquisitive mind and a lack of good common sense to keep my mouth shut, I found myself in the blistering 100-degree weather of Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, as our nation prepared for the first Gulf War. On the other extreme, I found myself freezing cold. What do you call it now? Polar bearing up? In the 30 degrees below temperature in the snowy Ural Mountains inside of Russia. I had went there to inspect nuclear weapons and assert the United States' rights under the Strategic Official Arms Reduction Treaty, better known as the START Treaty. I also went to Iraq and presided over several court-martials at a place infamously called Mortaritaville. It got that name not because of Jimmy Buffett, but because once the sun went down, enemy fires would fire mortar shells onto the base throughout the night. During my stay, I got loud and frequent reminders of what it was to live life under stress. In hindsight, I probably should have asked some more questions before I agreed to go there. But I often volunteered to do things that were perceived as dangerous to others, the difference being they sensed danger and I did not. One of my son's jokes that I got to do the things I did because I had the smarts to get the job done, but I was too naive to be scared. He says before volunteering, I should either ask more questions or keep my mouth shut. I know he's right, but I had to be true to myself and do things that needed to be done. And that brings to mind a passage from Sigurd Olsson's Reflections from the North Country. He says, one cannot run from a challenge without losing. To flee is signing a death warrant to dignity and character. And having run, there is no return. One is a weakling forever. Meeting a challenge, though one may be defeated, gives strength, character, and a certain assurance that regardless of the outcome, one will survive or go down fighting. Other milestones in my career occurred just because I was in the right place at the right time. On an otherwise uneventful day, I was asked to prepare the remarks for President Clinton's response to the largest unexpected Russian military exercise since the end of the Cold War. Although there were far more knowledgeable and experienced START Treaty experts in Washington, D.C., I was asked simply because I was the only one they could find before the press conference. This raised my professional visibility in the interagency, and later I was handpicked to draft the letter our Secretary of State sent to the Russian Foreign Minister concerning the START Treaty. It always helps to be in the right place, but being prepared to serve is far more important. Winston Churchill said it best: "To each, there comes in their lifetime a special moment when they are figuratively tapped on the shoulder and offered a chance to do a very special thing, unique to them and fitted for their talents. What a tragedy if that moment finds them unprepared for which could have been their finest hour." Competing law school is a crucial step in your preparation. It is a key milestone in your career path. And if you're still considering your options, I recommend that you consider Ralph Waldo Emerson's advice. Do not go where the path may lead. Instead, go where there is no path and leave a trail. So whether you take a well-paved road or a circuitous route, I'm confident you will be successful if you embrace your core values. These should be principles you live by. Embracing your core values is as easy as reading the writing on the wall. I'm referring to the writing on the Celebrezze moot courtroom wall, specifically, know thyself, attributed to Socrates, control thyself, attributed to Cicero, and give thyself, attributed to Jesus. These core values have stood the test of time, and if you hadn't noticed, they're remarkably similar to the Air Force core value. As you continue along your journey, remember, every day is a gift. You should make each and every day and do the most of it. You are extremely talented and blessed to live in a country that values the profession of law. Now, I know lawyers are often given a bad rap. Just don't be one of those lawyers. Be an advocate for your profession. As my former boss used to say, preach often, and if necessary, use words. In other words, your actions will always speak louder than your words. Give your time and talent to your profession, which is the service of others. Volunteer for activities that give you satisfaction and make your community a better place. Although this is your graduation ceremony, it's not all about you. 35 years ago, I did not comprehend the amount of patience, anxiety, emotional support from others that is required to earn a law degree. So before you leave this place today, please take the time to thank every faculty member and staff member you see. I speak from experience when I say they have served you well. After graduating from this prestigious university, I am confident that you're ready to face any challenge ahead of you. Your parents and family members have earned the right to be proud of your contributions to your remarkable achievement. Please don't leave here without telling them how much you love and appreciate them. So, with a lot of hard work and a tremendous amount of mentorship and support, my YOLO plan has worked out. It's taken me on a journey from this very room to becoming the chief judge of the Air Force's highest court. Now, I'll admit, I underestimated the challenge of moving every few years and the frequency of family separations. I also underestimated the periods of physical hardship and personal sacrifice. Nevertheless, I've seen much of the world with great satisfaction. People often thank me for my service and many sacrifices that I've made during my career. Every morning, when I drive into Joint Base Andrews on my way to work, the security guard salutes me and says, "Colonel, thank you for your service." And while I'm grateful for their expressions of gratitude, hearing it makes me feel somewhat uncomfortable. Looking back over the 35 years and knowing what I know now, I'd do it all over again. probably for free if my wife would have let me. But I'm proud to be part of the legal profession, and service is something that you are all called to do. So it is my hope that each of you will follow your calling to serve and have as much joy and satisfaction in your life and careers. Congratulations, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you so much, Colonel Orr, for offering those wise words and sharing with us the experiences of such a wonderful life. We salute you as well. I am very pleased to now introduce Emily Martin, who will speak on behalf of the graduating class. Emily graduates today with honors, summa cum laude, and ranks first in her class. She is from Vienna, West Virginia, and completed an undergraduate degree from Wheeling Jesuit University. Emily.
Thank you so much, and thank you to everyone for being here today. I am so honored to have the opportunity to stand here and speak to all of you today. I want to start by thanking everyone for being here to celebrate this incredible achievement with us. And a special thank you to the faculty and staff. The last 3 years would not have been possible without you. And we leave ONU today ready to be great attorneys because of the excellent training and support that you have given us throughout our time here. So thank you so much for all that you have done for us over the last 3 years. Today is a special day. Today we celebrate the ending of one incredible journey and the beginning of another. And my, what a journey this has been. As I thought about what I was going to say to you here today, I couldn't help but think about that first day of fall orientation nearly 3 years ago, the day that, for most of us, marked the beginning of this incredible journey. Most of us, including myself, didn't know anyone. We stood around in the formal lounge, dressed to impress and looking nervous and terrified. Some tried to start up conversation, while many were just trying to keep to ourselves and awkwardly staring around the room. Until finally, we were all shuffled into the large moot courtroom in 129. As I stood somewhere in the middle of 129, I remember looking around the room into the faces of 70-some complete strangers and thinking how odd it was in that moment that before long, they wouldn't be unfamiliar anymore. It felt so surreal to realize that I was going to spend the next 3 years working with and getting to know the people in that room who were unfamiliar to me then. In that moment, I really had no idea just how right I was. We have worked together professionally, and we have learned together. And since that day in 129, we have gotten to know each other in ways that I don't think any of us could have ever fathomed. As we all know, the beauty of ADA is that sometimes you really learn more about your classmates than you really ever wanted to know. Over the last 3 years, we've seen each other at our best and at our worst. We have picked each other up, we have cheered each other on, and we have celebrated together. We have created tight competition for each other, always pushing each other to do our best. We have formed friendships and made memories that we will carry with us for the rest of our lives. And somewhere along the way, through the endless reading and the wander ponders, the Socratic method and constantly being asked why, the late nights and the long classes we thought would never end, we learned how to be great attorneys. This journey has been uniquely ours. Only we truly know what it looks like from the inside. During these past 3 years, the most important thing that I have learned is what a great class that I am a part of. To each of my fellow graduates, The best advice I can give you is never doubt yourself. When you take the bar, when you go into your first trial, when you draft your first motion or contract, never doubt your abilities. I have seen what all of you can do. I have witnessed your talents in action, and I know firsthand what an excellent education we have all received. You will do great things, and I can't wait to see them happen. I just want to close by saying a very special thank you to all of those who are here because you love someone walking across this stage today. If any of my fellow graduates are like me, they have not thanked you enough. It is easy to get caught up in the trials of law school and forget that for every sacrifice we have made over the last 3 years, you have made one too. From missing us at family dinners and even sometimes holidays, to all the times we forgot to call or we were so stressed out from sleep deprivation that we took it out on you. Thank you so much for all of your sacrifices and for constantly supporting us every step through this difficult journey. We could not have done it without you. Today, I am honored to stand here and promise all of you that your sacrifices and ours will not be in vain. I know that you will be so proud when you see what we can accomplish because of our education here at ONU. It has been an amazing journey, and I am forever grateful to have been part of it. Thank you so much, and congratulations to the Ohio Northern University School of Law, class of 2016. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Emily, for those insightful and intelligent remarks. We appreciate it very, very much. The university is very proud to confer 2 honorary degrees at this commencement ceremony today. The first recipient is Colonel William Orr, Jr., and I would ask Provost Craigo, Dean Bales, and Colonel Orr to please join me for the conferral of the honorary degree. Colonel William Emil Orr, Jr., you have served our country honorably with a distinguished lifetime career in the United States Air Force as an attorney, judge, and top policy advisor on matters of law. You accepted a direct commission as a first lieutenant and entered the U.S. Air Force in 1982. In the ensuing years, duty called to serve in New York, California, Washington, D.C., Japan, Saudi Arabia, and twice in Iraq for Operation Desert Storm and Operation Iraqi Freedom. Your exceptional knowledge of the law and your leadership ability led you to higher military ranks and higher level positions in the Judge Advocate General Corps. As a judge, you earned a reputation for your clear-sighted application of the rules of law and the balance you added to the military justice system. You served as chief trial judge of the European region, where you supervised all trial judges in Europe and Southwest Asia. There you presided over court-martials and administrative hearings in more than 20 military installations. You became chief judge of the United States Air Force Court of Criminal Appeals, and during your time as judge, the Secretary of Defense also appointed you to serve as an appellate judge for the U.S. Court of Military Commission Review to consider and rule upon appeals submitted by detainees at Guantanamo Bay. Although you retired from the Air Force in 2014, you continued to serve your country as the Chief of Strategic Military Justice, Legislation, and Policy for the United States Air Force. In that role, you are the key coordinator and advisor on military justice law issued by Congress or the President via executive order. With 2 degrees from Ohio Northern University, a bachelor's degree in 1978 and a law degree in 1981, and a successful legal career in the military, you exemplify the values of leadership, fairness, resolve, and service. Your dedication to your country and the contributions you've made to military law and justice are admirable and will resonate for generations to come. Therefore, by the authority vested in me from the state of Ohio and the Ohio Northern University Board of Trustees, I am delighted to confer upon you the Doctor of Laws, honoris causa, with all of the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. Congratulations. Will Provost Crego, Dean Bales, and Bernard M. Shapiro please join me for the conferral of the honorary degree? Bernard Bob M. Shapiro, you are an outstanding attorney who has worked at the highest levels to shape tax law and policy in the United States. With a tireless work ethic and dedication, you served on the Joint Committee of Taxation, a nonpartisan committee of the U.S. Congress, for almost 2 decades. Starting as staff attorney in 1967, you became Assistant Chief of Staff in 1974, and then Chief of Staff from 1977 to 81. You founded PricewaterhouseCoopers Washington National Tax Service and have served as the office's managing partner since its inception. Through your work with clients, you've continued to influence and inform federal tax policy for over 2 decades. Throughout your career, you have worked to advance the professionalism, knowledge, and understanding of the tax community at large. And in 2010, the Tax Council Policy Institute awarded you its Pillar of Excellence Award for your impressive career and contributions. A graduate of Washington Lee University and Georgetown University Law Center, you believe in the transformational power of education. You've served as an adjunct professor at Catholic University and in the graduate tax program at the Georgetown University Law Center. You are a highly sought-after speaker at tax conferences and symposia across the nation. Your relationship with Ohio Northern University spans almost a half a century. You were a longtime colleague and cherished friend of Lawrence Woodworth, a 1940 ONU Law School alumnus and longtime Chief of Staff of the Joint Committee on Taxation. Upon his untimely passing, you became a key supporter of ONU's Woodworth Lecture Series and have been instrumental in establishing this annual lecture as one of the premier forums for the discussion of national tax policy. Your contributions to government, law, education, and the field of taxation serve as a model of professionalism, and your commitment to family and friends is a testament to your character. Therefore, by the authority vested in me from the state of Ohio and the Ohio Northern University Board of Trustees, I am delighted to confer upon you the Doctor of Laws, honoris causa, with all of the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. Congratulations. Dean Bales will now provide comments to the graduating class and explain the symbolic meaning of the hood you are about to receive. Dean Bales.
Thank you, President DiBiasio. The commencement process for the College of Law includes a distinctive hooding ceremony. We present academic hoods at commencement because the hood bears important symbolic meaning. In the Middle Ages, the hood kept scholars warm in cold universities. Today, fortunately, the law building is heated, although Professor Hill might suggest otherwise. The hood signifies the level of the degree, the academic discipline in which the degree was earned, and the institution that awarded the degree. The academic level of the degree is shown by the length of the hood. It's 4 feet, the longest hood. The color of the trim identifies the academic discipline, purple. Kind of a fitting year for the color purple, and I'll come back to that in just a minute. The hood is lined with colors of the institution awarding the degree, thus the orange. So back to purple. The death of Prince, less than a month ago, came as a shock. To me, at least, he seemed so young. But his passing gives us an opportunity to reflect on the vast accomplishments of the man known by so many names. While he may be best known by most people for the music he created, as anyone who has ever taken a class from Professor Keller knows, he was a visionary in both protecting his copyrighted works and in identifying, promoting, and protecting his brands. The brands associated with his persona and his art. While he never permanently disposed of the name Prince, he actively acquired new names and businesses to constantly evolve his brand image. Today, your brand changes. For those of you receiving your JD, your brand changes from student to lawyer, a profession in which, as Colonel Orr said, you will be called upon to put your professional duty in front of your own self-interest. For those of you receiving your LLM degree, you are now armed with the knowledge and experience to make this world a better place in a way that few others, anywhere, are capable of doing. It is an awesome responsibility. You are all heroes. Prince's death reminds me of another American singer who was taken from us much too young. Sam Cooke, like Prince, rebranded himself mid-career from a gospel singer to a pop singer. Like Prince, he was a phenomenal songwriter in addition to being a singer. Also like Prince, Cooke was a pioneer in attending to the business side of his musical career. He founded both a record label and a publishing company, unprecedented for a black pop singer of his time. In 1963, while on tour, Cooke booked a reservation at a Holiday Inn in Louisiana, but he was turned away when he arrived because the hotel was for whites only. Inspired in part by Bob Dylan's "Blowin' in the Wind," which had been released that same year, Cooke resolved to write a song incorporating his personal, professional, and social struggle for civil rights. That song contains the refrain, "It's been a long time coming, but I know change is gonna come." Sadly, Cooke did not live to see that change, as he was shot under suspicious circumstances a year later at the age of 33. It was only after Cooke's death that the song became an anthem of the civil rights movement. Like Prince and Cooke, you now have an opportunity that comes rarely in most people's lifetimes, a chance to rebrand yourself. During your time here at ONU, you have gained knowledge and experience and a degree that enabled you to change the lives of others in a way that few others in our society have the ability to do. My charge to you is to remember what you've learned here as you make the world a better place, one person, one client, one institution, maybe one whole country at a time. It's been a long time coming, but I know that because of you, change is going to come. Mr. President.
Thank you, Dean Bales, for words of inspiration and information. We will now present hoods, confer degrees, and award diplomas to the graduating class. Please note that students graduating with honors are so designated in the commencement program, and that the level of honor earned will be stated as names are announced. Provost Crego, will you please commence the conferring of the academic degrees.
President DiBiasio, I have the honor to ask Professor Brian Anderson to present the candidates for the Masters of Laws.
Will the candidates for the Masters of Laws please stand? President DiBiasio, as Assistant Director of the LLM program of the Pettit College of Law of Ohio Northern University, it is a privilege to present these candidates for the degree of Master of Laws.
Thank you, Professor Anderson. Upon the approval of the faculty, and by the authority vested in me from the state of Ohio and the university's Board of Trustees, I am pleased to confer upon each of you the degree of Masters of Laws with all of the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. Congratulations.
Ali Shah Hassanzada. Shahabuddin Ibrahim Khail. Renee Kamal. Tinatin Kolbaya. Philip Claudio Wani Lonki. Keely Rochelle McWhorter. Neo Thelma Mwaklodi. Syed Abdul Wakil Musla. Aaron Hagos Okubaldet. Oluwatobiloba D. Omoyele. Habibur Rahman Rahmani. Christian Patrick Wu. Shishir Kumar Yadav. Michael John Zalesnik.
President DiBiasio, I have the honor of calling Dr. Brian Ward to the podium for the privilege of presenting the candidates for the Juris Doctor.
Will the candidates for the Juris Doctor please stand? President DiBiasio, as Associate Dean of the Pettit College of Law of Ohio Northern University, it's a privilege to present these candidates for the degree of Juris Doctor.
Thank you, Dr. Ward. Upon the approval of the faculty and by the authority vested in me from the state of Ohio and the university's Board of Trustees, I am pleased to confer upon each of you the degree of Juris Doctor, with all of the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. Congratulations.
The Ohio Northern University Recognition Medal recognizes outstanding academic achievement. A medal and certificate are presented to each of the highest-ranking graduates in each college who have completed at least 90 graded hours at Ohio Northern and are present at commencement. It is my privilege to indicate that an Ohio Northern Recognition Medal and certificate will now be presented to Emily Michelle Martin, summa cum laude, as the highest-ranking graduate in the College of Law. Eden Elizabeth Adkins, cum laude. Benan Ahmad Alakras. Tracy Lee Albers. Desiree N. Bedford. Edmund Tabit Bisong. Edmund is also receiving his Master's of Professional Practice in Accounting today. Keely Beth Bible. Trevor Edward Bigler. Shelby Ann Black. Lisa Ray Bradley. Alexis Ray Branham. Courtney P. Bruckner. Dana K. Carlson, magna cum laude. Logan Andrew Clark. Ayad Dari. Elizabeth T. Davenport. Andrew Richards Davis. Andrei Demidov. Joseph Patrick Durkin. Taryn Ashley Douglas, cum laude. Bishara Ispir Ellery. Bishara is also receiving his Master's of Professional Practice in Accounting today. Martin Anthony Fisher. Michael T. Joya, cum laude. James Patrick Goff II, cum laude. Alfonso Gonzalez. Morgan Storm Hamaker. David B. Handy. Erica Danae Hess, magna cum laude. Caitlin L. Hoop, magna cum laude. Edmund Ziad Jaber. James M. King. Travis Tyler Klein. Nikki Katarina Joshua Brian Lanfear. Kelly Nicole McGovern. Keely Rochelle McWhorter, magna cum laude. Madison Page Meredith, cum laude. Jared Michael Malizer, cum laude. Calder Mills Lexvold. Mohammed Rabi Mujadidi. Tabitha Lynn Moody. Oluwatobiloba Di Omoyele. Katie Lynn Bailey Parr. Caitlin D. Peters. Jerry Lee Ragland. Joseph Robert Reed. Dalton E. Roberts, cum laude. Ryan Michael Sable. Ashley R. Schumacher. Ashley is also receiving her Master's of Professional Practice in Accounting today. Courtney Renee Sologi. Mark Richard Simonton, cum laude. Jessica Catherine Sink, magna cum laude. Harley Orrin Stagers. Brittany Sue Stanley, magna cum laude. Colleen Marion Telling. Jeremy Douglas Terrell. Nicole Marie Tesla. Kyle B. Tinas, cum laude. Brittany Michelle Tilton, cum laude. Caitlin Alexandra Torda. Taylor Jean Vance. Kaya Lieselor Waldick. Claire Elizabeth Whitlatch, cum laude. Dorothy L. Williams. Jumika M. Wilson. Christian Patrick Wu, cum laude. John Everett Woods. Michael John Zalesnik, cum laude. Colton Jacob Zodi.
To the members of the graduating class, I join with everyone here to acknowledge your accomplishments and recognize all that you have done to reach today's milestone. To be sure, you graduate at a time of great challenge in our nation and throughout the world. We need men and women like you, individuals with intelligence, integrity, and insight to make a positive difference in your profession and in your community. Our society doesn't work without well-educated legal leaders dedicated to preserving America's commitment to the Constitution and to fair legal frameworks for dispute resolution. As one writer recently observed, democracy requires the effective application of legal principles and rules in political life. Capitalism requires legal checks and balances to ensure fair competition in the economic sphere and to protect the rights of employees, employers, consumers, shareholders, and owners alike. And national security requires laws that protect both the safety of the many and the rights of the individual. We need legal thinkers and practitioners drawn from every generation who will sustain these essential commitments. We are confident in your ability to do so. Today, you make us all very proud. Will the members of the graduating class please stand? Ladies and gentlemen, I present the Pettit College of Law class of 2016. Congratulations, graduates. Best wishes and Godspeed to all of you. And while we honor the graduates today, we also want to recognize the love and support provided by their parents, grandparents, wives, husbands, and family members. Will the family members of all the graduating students please stand and be recognized as well? All of you, thank you. Thank you. We would also like to thank Dr. Charles Bates and our student musicians for today's musical selections. Thank you very much. Thank you. A musical benediction will be given by Ms. Kylie Bible, followed by a spoken benediction by Aaron Occubaldet. Aaron is a member of the graduating class, Master of Laws, who completed his undergraduate degree at the University of Asmara. Aaron is from Asmara, Eritrea. First, Kylie.
God be with you till we meet again. His counsels guide uphold you. With the sheep securely fold you. God be with you till we meet again. Till we meet at Jesus' feet. Till we meet, God be with you. Till we meet again.
Please let us bow our heads and take a moment to remember and bless those who has helped us all the way long. Even either means thus far the Lord has helped us. Indeed, he has helped us this far. He said in his words, I will never leave you, nor will I forsake you. We were not left alone, we were not forsaken. God was with us all the way long. He was with us in our strengths and in our weaknesses, in our difficulties and in our distresses. We made it because of him. Glory be to his name for making this day of harvest and laughter to happen in our lives. To our professors, thank you for filling our empty toolboxes. Now we have plenty. We really appreciate your efforts. As you continue to transfer knowledge and wisdom to students, may God bless your minds, your souls, and your bodies. Special thanks to Professor Hall and Professor Anderson for taking extra effort to teach us how to cook. You made life at ONU easy. To the committed and hardworking staff members, remain blessed. To my LLM classmates, now we have all what it takes to fix democracy, governance, and rule of law. Let us commit ourselves for this noble cause. To my American classmates, coming from a dictatorial regime, I have enjoyed the freedom this land has to provide to all human beings alike. Enjoy and appreciate your freedoms, but don't take it for granted. Price is paid for this freedom. Protect your democracy. Aaron Barak, Israeli Supreme Court Justice, said, quote, if democracy was perverted in Germany of Kant, Beethoven, and Goethe, it can happen anywhere. If we don't protect democracy, democracy will not protect us, unquote. Therefore, protect democracy in your community and in your county. Protect democracy in your states and in the United States, and protect democracy everywhere. To all graduating class, as we look forward to start yet another new journey in our life, we don't know what the future holds, but we know God holds the future. Thus, let us commit our future unto Him. May God enable us to use the knowledge and the talent that we have in a way that glorify Him and benefit others. Finally, to say the least about Ohio Northern University, to enjoy the beauty of unity in diversity, come to Ohio Northern University. To acquire wisdom and knowledge, Ohio Northern is the best college. Are you looking for inspiration? This is the best institution. If you want to avoid distraction, Ohio Northern is in the best location. As we live, may the love of God, the grace of our Lord Jesus Christ, and the fellowship of Holy Spirit be with us all.